Mr. Venkateshan from IIT Kanpur to make a presentation, and then so you missed a couple of very interesting presentations which we had to move on. So we have two left, one from IIT Kanpur, one from IIT Bombay. And then we could maybe have a just go around the table for people to make some observations who couldn't make a presentation. And maybe so we'll end with a bit of the film that I wanted to show you. They did one round, but we can do more than that.
Can I have the slide, please? Can I have the slide? Yeah, yeah, it's there. Thank you. Good evening. And see, I would like to just give a glimpse of the kind of work which we are doing. And actually, this was a project which we proposed to Department of Science and Technology after learning and doing a little bit in our lab with a very small funding. Once we realized that there is a potential for us to really design an autonomous vehicle, then we made a proposal to DST, and I would say that DST was very kind enough to support us. And this is an effort of last 10 years, I would say, on a small scale. Then in 2006 we started, and I would like to say that I have to thank this group, because though I feel a little odd, and I added the design challenges which actually we faced as a part of the development of this project. So now I would like to basically mention from what I have learned, how do I say what is design? See, first of all, what do I want? And we made a proposal that we want to make a autonomous helicopter. Number one, the helicopter should be handled in an academic institution, in a laboratory, and this is a high technology, and it will give a hands-on, because from an educational institution we want to go and we want to give an experience to the students to have a real life hands-on experience, but at the same time it should be scalable, in the sense whatever we do should be applicable to a industrial level. And this is how we started. What do I want and what do I want? Now the next question is, how do I achieve it? So this is where our role came into the picture. Now when I put it as an engineering design, see, I am in the aerospace engineering department, I'll say we teach analysis, but can we teach design? Because design is a very iterative process and it all involves a lot of innovation. But as a part of this project, what I found was several unanticipated challenges when we try to implement certain things. And this is what the learning and this is what the experience which we pass it on to the next generation or the next student. So the first time when you do a lot of challenges, and I'll just briefly give you a few challenges which we faced and for want of time. And of course, we teach analysis. Analysis is mathematics, physics, chemistry, and today biology is also coming in into the engineering field because of understanding how biological systems work in terms of autonomy or intelligence, how you put in your engineering vehicles. And the design goal is achieving an end product. That's how I put it. And it involves essentially material and then manufacturing, then the assembly, then of course I have to do the testing, then finally operation and maintenance, and where I operate, the environment. So all these aspects come in the design goal, which I may not know right at the beginning of the project. So when we started, do we start from scratch in designing the entire vehicle or procure a vehicle and incorporate autonomy or intelligence? Now the very word autonomy, intelligence itself is kind of defined, redefined, and I would say, okay, first very low level autonomy. That is, I need to have sensing. Sensing means these are all position, velocity, acceleration, which I mentioned here, both in terms of translation as well as rotation. Then you can go to a higher level, some chemical sensing or some other nuclear radiation sensing. So there are various types of sensors which we need to have. Then of course the actuation, which is the input to the system. And the last part is the what is the level of actuation which I have to do so that the vehicle or whatever can do the job which I want to do. And this is where the control algorithm comes into the picture. And of course, the last, which I put it as a decision making, that is a higher level of autonomy. Decision making, I meant suppose if you have an obstruction, how do I go around that, and various other levels of uh, decision making which can come up. But right now we are at the low level autonomy. And I have classified my challenges because this involved a large gamut of subjects, right from vehicle dynamics, power plant, transmission, controls, communication, and then ground station, display, everything. So I kind of classified them under three major topics, which one related to the electronics, one related to the mechanical, and the other one related to control. In this, the challenges, I'll mention a few of them, and the problems we faced everywhere, even though it's a procured system, mechanical system failure. Then electromagnetic radiation, when we use a sensor in some environment, then it doesn't perform, whereas outside it performs wonderfully. So I have put several things. Of course, manpower is another challenge, which I found is a very, very key thing in training the manpower and in retaining them. And now I'll say one of the problems we faced was the gear, which was failing. One is I can keep on procuring the gear. Then I thought it's a good design problem, which I will give it to the student. So the specifications we give is basically the gear ratio, the engine power, and the engine RPM range. And then I say it should be less weight than what it was already there, which is around 72 grams or something like that. So we went ahead. How did we design? First we did, of course, this is where the analysis comes into the picture, the strength calculation, and what is the operating condition. Given the dimension and operating condition, we did all the calculations, and then the material selection. Yeah, material selection. First of all, we have to know the availability of the material and the weight, and then testing, then manufacture, all these things. Finally, we did, I'll just show a few pictures. We did the material testing ourselves in our lab. So we had to procure, and we should get the repeatability of the material characteristic. And you see, manufacturing I can do in rapid prototyping. Very quickly I can make the gear, but only thing is it cannot even take the weight, the strength. It just broke one run. So this is where the design finally we made out of some nylon 6x6, and it worked for 3 years without a failure. And I'll go to the next. One of the innovation which we had was, see, we normally need in a vehicle for control system design, we need to know the mass and as well as mass moment of inertia, whether we can actually evaluate by experiment. So we did the test rig, we designed it, and then we went through completely through a mathematical, that is tensor and vibration. We were able to get all these properties, and this was now people like this procedure. And when I mention about the environment in which we operate, because this is very, very critical when we make any design. See, electromagnetic interference, vibration, engine acoustics. I'll show one last thing, because this is a sonar which performs beautifully in a non-vibrating environment. Excellent. I measure the height, and I also find out the sonar output. It's a nice curve. The moment I put it on the vehicle, you see, this is the kind of a signal I get. No matter what height I go, after that it is, because the engine noise it picks up. Now the sonar becomes useless. So I need to find a sensor which can give me a good height estimation. So this is still one of the major challenges which we face. And finally, this is the last slide I will show, because we have demonstrated limited success in the control of the vehicle. Control of the vehicle, I faced a lot of challenges. One of the things I want to say, today morning, I think one of the speakers mentioned that, I think learning, not teaching, or something like that he mentioned, because it was a very interesting. Learned, it is not taught. See, a kid learns bicycle. Yeah, no, he said learned and not taught, something like that, right? Learned and not. No, that is another one. I think Professor Ramani said learned. See, it is very simple. See, the control, how I figured out was, it was very difficult to control because it's an unstable vehicle. See, we know when we balance a stick, what do we do? We do it, and the kid also learns that immediately. We don't. There is no mathematical algorithm. But now the question is, how do I transform this into an algorithm so that I can do the control? Then I found some feeling I am getting. This is something I look at it, I feel in my hand, I stable it, and I also tell the kid, this is what you have to do. You learn it, and we incorporated that, and the vehicle became stable. So that is one of the very challenging tasks which we faced. But this is not through any textbook learning. Okay, and we recently displayed in 2013 in the Aero India in the HAL stall, because now HAL and DRDO, IIT Kanpur are having a joint initiative to make this vehicle as a technology demonstrator for India. Thank you.